like I said, I will say it again. I'm John Everyman, and welcome to the show.
Hey,
we have another wonderful episode prepared here for you guys. Even a little guest might pop up along the way here. You'll never know. But sitting with me, man, it's my ace right now in the place, Tammy. Unlimited.
Hey,
What's up?
Tammy. Tammy, you look like you're ready to pachanga for real.
Oh yeah,
I was surprised.
That's my
that you-
life now.
Yeah, no, I was surprised when I said pachanga. You just went into pachanga mode.
I
wasn't
feel
ready.
it.
You saw that? I wasn't ready for it. Threw me
It
off.
sounds good. Putting
I was
on that
glad to get it.
pachanga
Yeah.
music on.
Yeah, I think that I think that just says that you've been living in Miami for so long that you don't even need to understand the word. You kind of already get the gist of it. I'm starting to believe that with you here. That was kind of proof in the moment.
And I used to be so quiet and innocent and
Yeah,
you
and now you're all about
know?
these pachangas. It's crazy. But Tammy, how you doing? It's good to see you again.
I'm
Haven't
good.
seen
I'm
you here
happy
in a
to
little
be
bit.
here. I'm
Yeah?
happy I made it back.
Are you hot? Are you sweating too?
Well, I'm a fire sign. We always hot. So,
Really?
we just bear with
Okay,
it.
I just felt like me and the guest over here wanted to feel like you were a part of the whole thing.
Oh,
It's not just us two by
what?
ourselves.
I've been hot all day, sweating.
Oh yeah.
I was in the sun, but I work in the
Oh,
sun.
that's right, because you do those parties, right?
Yeah.
And you're always out there in the sun doing that stuff.
So this is actually pretty cool. The sun is not cooking on top of your head.
I saw you wearing, or maybe it was you, in one of your IG posts. You were wearing like a Mickey Mouse outfit. Is it you?
Do not even traumatize. Yes, I did.
What does that feel like to put that on in the middle of summer?
Oh my gosh! Like the Mickey Mouse is steaming hot. You cannot breathe. You're suffocating in the inside. Just breathing nothing but carbon dioxide.
Can you imagine those people that do that in Disney World? Like they just walk around in
all
those fucking
day.
outfits.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, and kids are like running around kicking you in the damn leg, crying that you're holding them.
Especially the hairy ones, the one with a lot of hair, like it's layers. Because Mickey Mouse, it's not layers. It's just Mickey, but the hairy ones.
Oh, because they're more insulated.
I can't think of a character with hair.
Like Beauty and the Beast guy.
Yeah,
the Beast.
Yeah, there you
that's
go.
a good one.
Those people must be going through it big time when they walk around.
Outside.
That's why they'll cut a kid off to take that break. You know when they take breaks.
I had to stop. I had to literally turn around because I felt like I was gonna pass out. I was
They will
literally
ruin a
gonna.
kid's dreams, right?
Yes, you don't want to see Mickey hit the ground.
I
ground.
can imagine. You imagine doing one of those parties and they're coming up to Tammy in that outfit. Hey Mickey, get away, girl! Just fucking walk off and sit.
Well,
Mommy, Mickey, push me
one
with
of
a
the
hard one.
hardest things I ever had to do.
Oh my God! Well, I feel for you when you do that, man. I was just
Thank you.
curious because I see it all the time on your IG, and I'm like, I never get to ask Tammy what that's like.
Well,
You know, putting in those characters and whatnot.
Ever since you mentioned the unlimited thing
Mm-hmm.
in the universe, it's just been going out there.
Oh, so we manifested
I think
that
that's
for
you.
Okay, that's good.
Next thing you know, I'm Mickey Mouse
Well,
now.
you're welcome, and I'm sorry all at the same time.
Here we go.
Guys, man, we got a guest for you, like we always do at this time on the Everyman Show. Our next guest, man. Oh my God! See, there he goes.
Uh-oh.
There he goes.
Yay.
There he goes. Wait, I'm gonna have to pause on my guest now.
Uh-oh.
I feel like this intro right now
What
has
up,
to
what up?
kind of happen already.
Hey,
Ladies
hey.
and gentlemen, fresh from somewhere weird, it's Mateo. Mateo, if you're looking for a mic or something, you got everything. You're looking for beers? John got you right there. It's waiting for you. John, hook up the poor man. Ladies and gentlemen, I know he's going to join the set here in a second. We've got Mateo in the building, straight from Tampa. I will see you. There he goes. He's walking in. He's coming in. Tampa. God damn
Hey,
it, man.
Mateo.
Man. Holy Moses. There you
Hi,
go.
Mateo.
Yeah, park it up right there, right in between. They were saving you a spot. Your mic's right there. There you go. Your survival bag. What's in the fucking bag? You want to sit there?
I'll hop in there. I still gotta roll the
Okay, you still got to do. You got your mic line. You got to pull it up a little more to. There you go. You got headphones and a mic. Figure it all out. Mateo, it's good seeing you there. We'll catch you in a second here. I'll move on to the guests in the meantime. Guys, we've got. Hey, punch Mateo out for a second there before you kill us with the sound. There you go. We got sitting with us today a comedian, ladies and gentlemen. A comedian that, again, is a seasoned comedian, like I like to call them. You know, they've had their time out here in the industry. This gentleman is no stranger to South Florida and beyond. I've had a chance to follow his comedy profession here for a little bit now. You know, we even when we got to talking, we were trying to figure out how we've known each other before all this, and nor him nor I can come to like a conclusive way of how we've actually met. So we'll just blame it into destiny. You know, we'll chalk it up to destiny and how we met.
Okay.
And you know, I reached out to this guy and wanted him to be on the show, and it was almost mutual in turn. You know, he wanted to be on the show, and I'm glad to have him here. I had zero clue a little of who you are, you know, other than what I follow on Instagram and what I've seen, which is good work, man.
Okay.
He is the man known as Jay Moreno.
What's
Welcome
up?
to
What's
the
up?
show.
What's up? What's up?
Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me, guys.
Nah, seriously, man. I'm excited to have you here. Every time I see you, you're on like, you're at the improvs or some improv out here. You were on tour recently, which we'll talk about here in a minute. You know, you're just constantly busy, man. And every time I see you, or I'm looking at someone else's post, like Jay Moreno's in the back, and he's there.
Yeah,
and,
man.
You know, you're a part of that set. I'm like, man, my man is busy. You know, so that's pretty dope, man. I wish I had gotten to know you out there in the comedy scene.
Yeah.
But me taking my little hiatus over here has made me into like a ghost. You know, I'm just now like a myth out there in the streets and shit.
Yeah, but now we come to you for the podcast. You know?
Huh?
My mic on now?
Is your mic on? No. Are you plugged up?
I mean, I'm ready, bro.
Okay, yeah. Punch him back in, John. Let's see. There you go. You can say whatever you want as soon as your mic is there. Your mic. You seriously have your mic? I don't even see it.
I don't,
Me either.
This shit's crazy, bro. This mic looks
Yeah,
like.
follow the line, the little skinnier line.
Oh, I thought
There
that
we
this
go.
thing.
He
was
did
a
this
microphone.
to us the last time in Orlando. When we did our Orlando series, Mateo even walked off with the damn mic and forgot.
I took a piss. Did y'all just heard me take a piss?
I remember that shit. That's why I was like, this guy
I thought this
forgets.
shit was the mic. This shit looks like one of the vibrators. It's at a Target.
Well, it was either that or the actual vibrators from Target. So I was like, let me just get one that looks like it. Make sure his volumes are good, by the way. So yeah, your mics are back on, Mateo. You're hot. But man, Jay, again, man, thanks for doing this. Where are you originally from?
I am from New Jersey. Born
New
and
Jersey?
raised. Yes.
Oh,
Born and
shit.
raised New Jersey. And I've been out here about 6 years now, though, man.
6 years?
Going on 6 years. Yeah.
So where in New Jersey are you from?
Newark, New Jersey.
Newark?
That's where I was born and raised. Yes.
Is that one of the like more unpopular sides of Jersey, Newark?
It's the biggest city in New
It's
Jersey.
close
Yeah.
to New York. It's right across the bridge.
Yeah, it's right there.
Oh, that's where it is?
Yeah.
I went, well.
Sometimes the sixth borough, you know.
Yeah. Well, I
Oh,
thought
okay,
Miami was
okay.
always the sixth borough, but you're right. It could be Jersey and we're number
Yeah.
7.
Yeah. We
But did you like living in Newark? What was that like?
I mean, I did. I mean, I lived everywhere. I moved around a lot, but yeah, I love Jersey, man. That's where I went to school. Everything. All my people are there. My whole family lives in Jersey.
What was it like growing up there?
It was good. Newark was a little hood, man, for sure. So
It's a little hood.
ran
over
into more than a little hood, I would say.
there. He's trying to water it down
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
town
you know.
and shit. You
Yeah.
don't want to mess up tourism in Newark.
Yeah, for real.
Listen, man.
But tourists, that's all the people from other countries that think it's cheap to stay there.
Yeah.
So they gotta get to the
Hey,
city.
shut up, man. That's what I did originally. Man, you know, so my lady's from up there. She's from Bergen.
Okay.
So, you know, I
Bergen
love Jersey.
County,
Yeah. It's a dope little area up there. Is it like, but it's like with a lot of Italians and
Yeah,
stuff,
there's a lot
right?
of Italians, a lot of
Italian-centric.
yeah.
Are you Italian yourself?
No,
or-
I'm Puerto Rican, man.
You're Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
See, that's what I kind of wanted to allude to. I thought you were going to tell me you were from San Juan originally. I see a lot of your stuff reflecting Puerto Rico, man.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I was kind of like, oh, my man is definitely from Puerto Rico. But your family's from there.
Yeah, my family's from there. I'm born in Jersey, but my family's from there, and I was that kid that like every summer they sent me to Puerto Rico for the
Oh,
whole
so you-
summer.
you-
So like,
Okay,
Yeah,
so you
man.
did have to embrace the
Oh,
culture.
yeah.
Oh, that was
Where in
awesome.
Puerto Rico would you stay at?
at my family's house.
No, I mean,
Oh,
where
What
in
town?
oh,
Island?
so my family's from Carolina, and then my other side is from Isabel.
Okay, because that's like, if you're staying in San Juan or even Bayamon, it feels a little New Yorky, just because New York motherfuckers are around. But the deeper you go into the island,
yeah.
it's like a fucking time machine.
I was deep, yeah.
So, for you, what was that like being up in Puerto Rico every time you go there?
It was great, man. You know, it's felt comfortable to me. I've been so much like
Did you feel like you
I can
wanted
go to Puerto Rico right now and just drive around like I know where I'm going. You know. what I
But
mean?
would you have felt like you wanted to have lived there?
Right now, maybe not, but back then, maybe.
Yeah.
I've always said when I retire, when it's all over, I want to go to an island, probably Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Mm.
Listen, man, I think Puerto Rico, I got Puerto Rican friends, man. All my Puerto Rican friends, though, are a little, like, they out there. They kind of...
We all crazy, man.
Yeah, I don't want to be labeling a culture, but...
Listen,
you know,
that's why I
Puerto
started a
Ricans are
tour for
fire,
this shit, man.
I
What's
love
your
Puerto
opinion on
Ricans.
Puerto Rican people?
We're crazy. We're wild, man. That's why I started a tour for this reason, because we're so crazy that I knew people would come out to the shows.
Do you feel more Puerto Rican than you do like a guy from New Jersey?
Yeah, no doubt, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you think being in Jersey made you want to rep it too? Because it's kind of like there's Cubans out there, there's Italians. You kind of get a little pride of where you're from.
I just have always been like,
So-
you can conjure up pictures of me from the Puerto Rican parade with the bandana, with the thing, with the flag tied, like a thing, like standing
You
on
going
a.
all on
I was
top
that
and
guy,
shit.
yeah, standing on top of a car, waving flags. Like, that was me. So I've been doing this shit a long time. You know what I mean? Like,
That's you know what? I'm glad you mentioned Puerto Rican Day Parade. That is the only.
Yeah, you been?
No, and I wish I
Yo,
would.
It's an
I
experience.
picture
That's
you
fun.
there finger popping a DT that has like a Tweety bird tattoo or something.
yo, for real.
You know, I always say this when I'm in Miami, I'm Cuban, which I am Cuban. But when I'm in New York, I'm Puerto Rican. Like I gotta quickly embrace.
You
those
just do your eyebrows as soon as you get there.
Yeah,
Welcome.
yeah. Bendito nene a couple times, you know, just pull up and shit.
Set.
Yo, that shit is the fucking weirdest shit. Like, why do I have to ask you to have God bless me just so I can say hello to you?
I mean,
Because you need a
it's
fucking
spiritual-
bendición, bro.
Yeah, it's some spirituality for Puerto Ricans. But you know, for me growing up, when I was, especially growing up with my grandmother, because I grew up a lot with my grandmother.
Yeah.
When I went to school or went out into the streets, I knew I was in America. When I went home, I was in Cuba. Like the rules, the language, the culture, I was Cuban inside the house. You
Yeah,
know, was it like that for you when you were out in the streets? You were Jersey, but when you got home, you were in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, for sure, man. My
Yeah.
family's my dad lived in Puerto. You know, my parents were divorced. My dad lived in Puerto Rico.
Mhm.
That was another thing. See, my dad I had to go to Puerto Rico.
Okay.
My dad still to this day English sucks. Like he doesn't even. You know what I mean? So yeah, it was like that deep. All my family, my grandmother doesn't speak English, so everyone's speaking Spanish.
So it's Puerto
Super
Rico
Puerto
in the
Rican
house.
household. Yeah, no doubt.
What's your favorite Puerto Rican food?
Man, arroz con pollo, the
Arroz
standard
con pollo,
thing.
coño.
Sotopone,
You like
little
the
potato salad
habichuelas?
in there. of
What is
course.
that?
Habichuelas or
The first one you said.
Arroz con pollo?
Yes.
Chicken and rice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, girl, like you knew
What?
pachanga.
The
How you not
standard.
The way
know
he
arroz
said
con
that,
pollo?
I was like,
It sounded delicious.
It
Yes.
sounded better.
But how would you not
yes.
know arroz
that
con
is-
pollo?
you would not think that's just chicken and rice.
Wait a minute.
That
You
sounds
know,
like
the
chicken,
language,
right?
It sounds like some fancy shit. You didn't
Yeah.
know the language.
You an easy date. I mean, I'm gonna take you for arroz con pollo.
No, but wait a minute.
She's like,
We got you to pick up on pachanga, which I feel like it's a lot more complicated
Nah,
to pick
I
up.
thought
I
that
don't
sounded
even-
like
I don't even know what
pasta or
pachanga is.
something.
He didn't even know what pachanga was. He said, "How would you not know arroz con pollo?"
Because pachanga sounds
Roast
lit.
con pollo.
It doesn't matter where it is.
Yo, listen, man.
It sounded like Italian. I mean, like, pasta.
She was like, oh, he like Greek food.
Yeah, like it's something like no. Well, let me get that arroz con pollo. That's a falafel, lady. As Puerto Ricans in the island, I've always heard that they call frogs el coqui.
Correct.
Is that
Well,
the case?
if coquis is a specific frog.
Right.
It's a specific frog.
Yes.
But now, why do they call it coqui?
That's the name of it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the sound it makes too.
See, I heard that a long time ago too. That it makes it sound coqui.
Mhm.
So I always thought Puerto Ricans were fucking around like someone was just trying to be.
Oh,
ignorant.
you never been to Puerto Rico?
I've never been
Oh,
to Puerto
okay,
Rico,
yes.
man. So I would have to catch this coqui in person, is what you're saying.
You'll hear it. What you
It's-
might hear even louder is crickets, because there's so many damn crickets in Puerto Rico.
No, but you hear the cocaine, no doubt.
You'll know it's that.
And it goes coqui, coqui.
All night long.
Bro, like if it's selling dope, like you ever hear somebody go ski-you, because they're
Yeah.
selling dope, it's the same thing. The coquis out there on the block, bro.
Man, don't take no weed dealer out there or some guy that loves weed will walk out and say, "Hey, son, someone's selling weed." Ain't walking out all night and shit. Now, another thing I'm dying to know about Puerto Rico is, and it's a myth I've always heard about, and I want to get your perspective on it. Every time you hear about these myths in Puerto Rico, you hear about the chupacabra.
Mm.
Do you know what the chupacabra is, Ted?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I figured that. If you didn't know I was going to
Hold on, let me guess though. Let me guess about how you said it.
What is it?
It's a monster?
It is, right?
Something like
The way
it,
I
something
alluded
like
to that with Myth. But you're onto it, yes.
Okay.
But you, do you believe in the Chupacabra? Tell us what you think about it.
I believe in it. I think it's happening, bro. There's proof.
There's proof.
You didn't see the fucking, you know about it, right? The cow. So I'm gonna tell you about it.
I'm listening.
It's something. It's like a vampire monster that sucks blood out of farm animals, and they have it. The fucking animals have no blood.
Like you wake up one morning and you go
Yeah,
check
like
on
farmers
animals.
and their animals are dead, right? That shit is real.
It might be a big hairy motherfucker that smoked too much dust.
Some
And
like,
it's
And that's pretty
some drunk.
what?
dude.
It's just a
Or
bite mark
chupacabra.
left or something?
Like fucking two things, yeah. Like
Have you known someone that has seen the Chupacabra?
I don't know. No sightings yet.
No. But on the island, do
Pretty
people
cool though.
talk about
I think
this?
it died down.
It died down,
It died
the hype
down
of
a
the
bit.
Chupacabra?
I
It
think
was-
it's
it
something
was
they used to
big,
tell kids
yeah.
back in the day so they act right.
Yeah, for real.
Uh-huh.
Like if you don't act up, you don't get good grades, Chupacabra's gonna come get
Oh,
you.
it was like one of those like Krampus. and
Like the
shit.
cuckoo, you know
Yeah.
the cuckoo?
No, what's the cuckoo?
You don't have
What's
the
that
cuckoo?
one? No.
No, we had the
Cuckoo's-
boogeyman.
Yeah, that's the same thing. Cuckoo's the boogeyman.
But in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Okay. I wonder if he's more festive about his approach.
He's scary as shit. They messed with me with the cuckoo my whole life, man.
Yeah, were you scared of it growing
Oh
up?
my god. I'm still, you tell me, right now the cuckoo's in the room. I'm like, chill out. Wait a minute. Let me go see. I ain't going to that shit.
So we don't want to surprise you. There's a cuckoo behind the curtains over here, so, you know.
What is it? He's just a regular man who's.
He was just, yeah, I don't know. He didn't have a face or anything. It was just a boogeyman. Pretty
Oh,
much.
okay, okay, okay.
Jersey, you said you came here 6 years ago, but before that, what were you doing in New Jersey? You just went to school up there? Did you work up there? What was going on with you up there in Jersey?
So I was doing comedy. I started comedy when I was 25 years old.
Okay. Up there in Jersey?
Yeah, yeah.
Had you done anything creative before doing comedy?
Creative, like, no.
Creative or
No, I wasn't that guy, no.
Okay.
So like my first time on a comedy stage was my first time holding a mic, my first time
And
anything.
experiencing the whole thing,
Yeah.
right? So up there. Wow. You know, before we touch into that though, you know, just to kind of still stay here in the origins of it all.
Yeah.
How did you come across comedy growing up? You know, was it through watching a comedian? Like, what was your first memories of comedy?
Man, my first memories of comedy were Def Comedy Jam. Remember Def Comedy Jam?
Which one? When Joe Torre was hosting, or
Just
was
all-
Martin was
well,
hosting?
so Martin Lawrence is my number one favorite comedian.
That's
If
what
you
I'm
were to ask me
talking
who
about.
that's my number one.
Okay.
Just from he used to host the shit out of those shows.
I loved it.
And
I
then-
loved it when he was there, and Joe Torre too.
Joe Torre was
I
alright.
with Joe Torre, but
Martin
you
was
know.
better, man.
Yeah, Martin was the originator of
Yeah.
that whole shit. For real, for real.
But yeah, man, those, you know what I mean? I saw that and I just got into it.
And that's when it started to kind of call you.
No, I ain't even gonna lie. There was never this thing in me that was like, I want to be a comedian.
Okay.
That shit just kind of happened, man.
It was
I was
kinda-
always definitely like the funny friend and the class clown, all that. But the way I got into comedy when I was 25 years old, I was bartending at this bar in Montclair, New Jersey. And like 2 bars over, there was this little bar that had comedy shows with this big ass banner. And it was just like every Sunday or something, and it had the phone number. This is years ago, where like you couldn't just Instagram it and see the show.
Right.
So you had to like call the number. So I called the number, like, what's up with these shows? Like, what time is it at? And it was the producer. And for whatever, this old lady, like 75-year-old lady, was doing these shows, producing the shows.
Like she was putting up this mics.
Yeah, like her husband was a comedian, and she like
Wow.
kept it going.
Oh my
That's
god.
awesome.
Long story short, I don't know how on this conversation it ends with, she's like, "You're real." I guess I was being funny on the phone. She's like, "You sound funny. You should do comedy." And I'm like, "No, I love to see comedy."
Right.
Long story short, she puts me on. By the end of the conversation, she said, "You're the first comic on the next show."
You're kidding.
I swear to God.
All because you were just trying to call and
Yeah.
find out some information to go check out the show.
Yeah, just to check it out. Like, I didn't want to do comedy.
Right.
And she was just like, "Well, we're always looking for new people. We have like the space called New Faces or whatever." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not doing that." And
Right.
she
Changed
sold me
your
on
life.
it.
Right
Yeah,
there.
dude, this lady did it, and I went and did it, and my first time I ever did comedy ever is on YouTube. You can see it.
Really?
It's terrible. I shouldn't even have said that shit. But
you
that-
fucked up now.
But that show's on there, and whatever, man. I did it. It went pretty decent.
So hold on though. Let's stay in this moment here. So this lady's telling
So
you to do
what
this.
year is this? It's on
Yeah.
YouTube.
Whew.
What year is it? I don't even know. 08?
Oh wait. Oh wow, you OG. I started in about 2010. So yeah, man, you for real. That's back there. But now hold on. So you're showing up. This lady tells you, I think you should do it, and you just like casually accepted her.
I
telling
did.
you
It was like, oh, it's quick. It's 5 minutes. Don't worry about it.
And what were you thinking at this time? Were you like, oh, sure, I'm just gonna go
Yeah,
up
I was
there
just
and-
like, yeah, I guess. Yeah, I said, all right, I'll do it.
You didn't write no sets or nothing?
Oh, I went, this is how old it is. There was still like a Blockbuster next to me, and I rented every Def Comedy Jam, every thing that I just watched it. But like, not for jokes, but like for mannerisms and how these people move and like
Techniques and shit.
the
Yeah.
rhythm, you know what I mean? And I was like, okay, oh, you can talk about this shit, okay. And then I wrote a set.
So you wrote a set, and then you get on stage, and you said it went bad.
I had the
Tell me.
paper with me. You can see me on thing. I'm like, so, and I'm like reading a paper, you know, but
How did the crowd react?
it went good.
Yeah,
I mean,
they
you know, it was,
laughed?
I had like my cousins came, of course, family came to support, so they were there. They would laugh at anything.
No shit.
But no, man. Again, you can see it on YouTube. It was,
And how did you feel though after, like during the process and getting off the stage? How did you feel like you belonged in the moment?
I
Like, what
felt
happened?
good. Yeah, I got laughs. It felt good.
Right.
It was
You
good.
knew it was for you.
Yeah.
You knew you had it.
Mhm.
That's very important, man. You know, as every comedian in their first time, it's not about whether you're making them laugh or not. I think it's more about, do you feel like you belong? Do you feel like this is you?
Natural.
You know, and it's very important, man. So-
I had a weird start though. Like it's so crazy. You appreciate this or not? Like,
No, yeah, it's cool because I know how both of y'all started doing comedy.
but I'm
And
saying
it's
me. I didn't
very-
do mics. Like I did that first show.
Uh-huh.
In that show was another Puerto Rican dude who was like, "Yo, you good? You got this," and takes me to New York like a week later, and I'm in like Laugh Lounge
Okay.
in New York, which I like got up. I knew I'm like I'm in New York. I got to do it. And I killed. And then like I immediately was like, "Yo, come to Laugh Lounge anytime." Like that's it.
And you were in a club.
And
yeah.
then I was regular in a big comedy club in New York, like standard every week. Like not like I didn't have to do open mics and meet
and-
somebody in a week. I was in a New York club.
And
And
then-
then like 2 months later, I won this comedy competition in LQ's, Latin Quarters.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was crazy.
LQ's is in New York or
Yeah,
something?
yeah,
Okay.
And you think it was maybe just your swag and what you knew about comedy that just kept
It's
it going?
pure luck. I don't know.
Luck? 'Cause
You were quickly flocking to your stuff. Did you feel like you were? Did you be honest, man? Were you feeling yourself at that moment? Did you feel like
Of
this
course.
is it? It was big time.
You know what I turned into in New York? I felt it was a new guy. They didn't have to pay me a fucking dime. They didn't have to respect me, but I did well on stage. So I started getting booked everywhere.
How long? So then from there you're doing comedy normal.
Yeah, just went
So
to
it
New
became
York
your
doing
thing
spots.
right there. It became your. This is
And
what I want to do.
Had you gone into the city a lot before then?
No.
Really?
I
So
literally did one show. I was in the city the next week, and then like that was it. That's when the real.
and then
fun-
you just stayed.
And
in
I
the
was on a
comedy
train
lounge.
every night.
Oh,
going
you
to the
were
city.
doing different clubs after that.
Yeah.
So where? How quick was it from the first show or to the comedy to the Laugh Lounge that you felt like this is gonna be my career? Because you're saying right now you knew this was for you, but when did you know you were gonna make
Or
this
when
into
did you
a
even know
career?
it was a job?
When did I win?
When did you know it was a job or your
Right.
thing?
I mean, I wasn't getting paid. You know what I mean? But
Okay.
I was just doing it. You know, getting put up on big stages. On like I was next to like big names.
Yeah.
So
what
you-
kind of what comics were you meeting back then? Or doing
Oh yeah,
comedy?
that's a great
Bro,
question.
the whole Latino, Angelo Lozado, rest in peace. Mark Vieira, who I'm on tour with, I know him from back in the day.
Mark Solis or Peters.
Man, Imagine, my man Aldo.
Yo, I did Imagine show in the Bronx. It's right by my
He was
grandma's
just in
crib.
Tampa.
Imagine's I did it twice.
Oh, I know
These
Imagine.
are some. Is this a guy or an area you're talking about?
No, it's a guy. Yeah,
It's a guy?
These are all
Imagine's just a New York OG, man.
Sergio Chincon, who's a friend of mine, who he tours right now with Chris DeStefano.
Oh wow,
Yeah, man.
man. So you quickly, man. That is like hitting lightning in a bottle. When
Yeah,
you
it was
explain
it was a
this.
weird it was a weird thing. Like here when I got here there was mics and you kinda gotta do the mics to get established. That shit didn't happen to me when I started.
Well, so I'm just curious though because I feel like I just want to understand this.
So-
When did you feel like you weren't making money? Where did you feel like, hey, I need to start getting paid for this? Like I want to turn this into a career. I want to start making this work. Like where did that moment happen for you?
So I guess I gotta get to this point. So I did comedy for about 6 to 7 years and then
Okay.
I let it go. I had 2 kids.
Oh.
And so
okay.
at 31 years old I stopped doing comedy every day.
So you had to raise.
So I went from like literally I was already getting travel gigs. So my wife found out she was pregnant when we were on a show in Connecticut. I had like a 2-day show at a hotel.
What?
They had me booked in the hotel, and she got sick that weekend. Took a test and found out she was pregnant.
Oh my God.
So yeah, it was, and then like that, I freaked, and literally that was one of my last shows.
And because you knew that fatherhood couldn't.
Yeah,
couldn't
just
do that.
I wasn't making money like that. Like I was traveling and everything, but I wasn't making big bucks. You know how it is.
You know what?
300 for the travel, whatever. you
What
know.
comedians
Getting
don't make a
started in
lot?
comedy, you're getting up a lot. You're doing good shows. I might be making $300-500 this month, but I want to keep doing this. I got to figure this out.
Yeah, yeah.
So you didn't balance that. You didn't even give comedy that opportunity to say, hey, let me put this to the side for a moment and raise the kids. You just went full on with the kids.
I mean, no, yeah, I still like popped in. I would find like Jersey shows. I was in Jersey, so every time I did comedy, it would be jump on a train or drive to New York, which
Yeah.
I was fairly close, still 15 minutes. But it was a newborn is crazy. Believe it.
Traveling, yeah.
And my girl worked in the city, so like after maternity leave, I was basically dad during the day. You know what I mean? And then
She had the
yeah,
kid.
yeah.
Let me tell you, man, I give you so much respect for that. So much respect. My son is, 21 now,
Yeah.
And before I really got into comedy at the time, me being there for my son was like such a priority. I feel like I had missed his early years, so when I got in there a little later, I didn't want to mess up that opportunity. I didn't want my son to view me as this guy running around chasing dreams or doing whatever and not giving the quality that he needs to grow. So I had kind of never even thought of that stuff. I just focused on my kid. And when I saw he got older, even a little later, because I dabbled in 2010, I didn't get serious till about 2015. And in 2015 is where he was a little older at that point. He was kind of starting high school and whatnot. So I give you props for that, man. That takes, you're a real dude for that.
Thank you.
For you putting up, putting your kids first. That there is what a real man does. If y'all listening to this out there, I understand y'all might have all the talents in the world, kind of like my man, but if y'all got kids, they ain't gonna understand that shit. They don't care if you're famous or you're not famous. They need a father first or a mother.
Yeah.
So y'all remember that. Don't put your careers on hold, but don't put your kids on hold neither.
No, make your kids like any
Make them the
situation in life,
priority.
Make it a way to make you work smarter and for them.
Exactly.
It's about more than just you.
Exactly.
Exactly, that's what I did.
Why did you go from Jersey to Miami?
Oh, my wife's mom got cancer, man.
Oh,
And she was coming to help her, and then she came and was like, I want to be in Miami with my mom.
Right.
Like emergency move.
Of course.
Like
Oh,
came
wow.
home, and in a month we sold everything on like Let Go, our whole house, and drove down.
Have you been to Miami before?
I had been like twice for like
So you didn't have a
2
good family
days,
area.
3
2 days,
days,
like the party type shit.
like a week. No, like not even to
Or
party.
for
I had
family.
never been to South Beach before.
Okay. Yeah.
Before I moved here,
Yeah.
I just would go to like Kendall to go see her mom. or
So you
whatever.
knew Kendall.
I knew Kendall.
Did you move to Kendall?
Yeah.
Okay.
So hold on a second here.
Kendall's like it because Kendall is like the New Jersey of
It
Miami.
is. That's what every New Yorker does. They bypass the rest of the city and go straight to Kendall and think that's
No,
Miami.
There's like the Midtown Edgewater type of New Yorker, and there's the Kendall New Yorker.
You got back into comedy after your kids. Did you feel the same? Was it still the same reception? Did you still have it at that time?
When I got back in,
Yeah.
nah, definitely I had to. I like blew off an old comedy book and like brought old jokes back and was like, let me just tell these old jokes and see how I feel.
Was it?
And,
was the crowd receiving it? The
It was
same?
definitely like as soon as I did it, I was like, I need to be here.
Now, when you came back, did you come back while you were still up in Jersey, or you came back?
No,
while you were
here.
Down here?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's a whole nother. So what did it feel like having to reset and do it down here?
It happened pretty fast. You know what I mean?
Same way like in New York?
Yeah.
You just fucking one day showed up on the mic and the next thing you know everybody's just booking you everywhere?
I started comedy here in Miami a year and 6 months ago.
Really? A year and 6
You were
months ago?
hosting your show at Coyo Taco, right? Was that the
I
first
had my
record
own
that you
show
were
at
going?
Coyo Taco,
Yeah.
which was one of the only, besides Manny, the only rooms to do comedy in
So-
Miami
Yeah,
at
no,
the time.
that was a great room.
So what made you want to do comedy here?
Man, so I never let it go. You know what I mean? When I
Yeah, you
stopped,
said you would do little
I
rooms.
still would always do rooms.
Yeah.
And I always tell this funny story that like no matter what, it was about 6 years that I kind of stopped. if you talked to me during that time and I met you for the first time,
Mhm.
I introduced myself as a comedian. I'm Jay Moreno. I'm
You're
a comedian.
Yeah.
Even though I hadn't even touched the stage. you
I
know.
do the same.
It was
sometimes.
because like I just loved it and I knew that this is who I am. You know what
It's
I
in
mean?
your heart.
Even though I had a great job making money, I wouldn't even tell people about like, no, comedy. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
So how I got into it was when I got here, I did AC and I started a little business. Like I went out on my own. I'm on my own right now, self-employed.
Okay.
And that shit went really well, which opened, I'm super free to do comedy.
What?
You got
Hallelujah.
employees now?
You feel that the support is better down here in New Jersey with comedy?
Well, it keeps, when you say New Jersey didn't really have such a huge comedy.
Well, I guess
So
New Jersey, New York
I was
area is
really
how
New
I
York.
prefer it.
Support-wise, I think here, I guess, because it's smaller, so you get supported more.
Really?
You're known
Wow.
more. New York,
Uh-huh.
there's a million comedians, man. You're just an ant in the comedy scene.
Yeah, it's
you know,
like almost being like the
Yeah.
small fish in a big pond.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, over here you could be a big fish in a small pond.
Correct.
really easy.
Exactly.
I get it. I get it. You know, every time I hear that though, you know, and the reason why I was asking is just because you get these conflicting opinions sometimes of, you know, good crowds from New York versus
Some
bad
people
crowd
are
in
just
Miami.
haters, bro.
Huh?
It's like like comedians that hate on the audience. You're a hater. Like,
Yeah.
Oh my God, I hate that, bro.
yeah, it's annoying.
Come
Just
off,
do
the
your-
audience sucks. No, you suck, bro. Because then the next guy goes and kills, so what does that mean?
Have you ever had struggles like that with a crowd? Like,
Of
when the
course.
crowd-
You gotta bomb every
That's
once in a while.
professionals right
course.
there. That's
Yeah, you know,
That's
it's not
professionals.
the crowd, it's you.
Yeah,
your comedy styles. I know you said what you talk about,
Mhm.
but are you more of a one-liner storyteller, or do you do the crowd work? What's your style?
I don't do crowd work at all.
Good for you.
Yeah, I like to write.
It's because I think like this: when you go on stage, man, to tell jokes, I'm expecting that you wrote something, that you have
Yeah,
something.
no doubt.
If you're there doing your whole set with crowd, I just tell you ain't had shit, man.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
were just fucking reaching and looking for people to find your jokes.
That's how I look at it, man. That people pay money to go to those shows.
Do you like those
And you
people
gotta-
that do the crowd work?
Tell them what's funny, not ask. You're asking them what's funny when you're doing crowd
Exactly.
work.
Like it's one of those
They're
things
there
that
to
you're
tell
leaning
them
on
what's
them.
funny. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, but with you, is it one-liners or you're a storyteller?
Yeah, it's more like storytelling, jokes.
Yeah?
It's all real deal.
You keep a theme with the whatever you talk about, and
Yeah,
you just
yeah.
stay like that.
No doubt.
That is a
The
great
whole
way to
set
do that.
flows into itself. It's good.
That's a great way to do that,
Yeah.
man. I think that those are the more truer comedians, to my opinion. You
Yeah.
feel me? Everyone's gonna always have a different look on that, but how important is it to be writing often?
Super important, man.
Yeah.
That's the
Do
whole
you write
game.
often yourself? Do you find
Every
yourself-
morning.
Every morning.
Yeah.
How do you do that? How
You
do
write
find
every
your
morning?
jokes?
Every morning, coffee, a
just
joint, and a notebook.
Really?
that's
morning.
awesome.
And it
Sometimes nothing comes out. Sometimes I fucking write a poem. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Sometimes I write to myself, like this is Jay trying to write. Like
But that's a routine.
pen to
you do.
paper. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
So you keep a journal,
I want
like a comedy journal.
Not really. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, it's just scribble. It's whatever.
Oh, okay, okay.
I pull it out.
How do you practice for a show? How do you get mentally prepared?
Yeah, just doing mics out here. You know, practicing the jokes.
But before you get on stage, do you think about your jokes? Are you know reading a book? Like, what do you do? Or are you the type of guy that goes on stage with a cell phone in his hand, glancing down?
No, I never do that. But I like that. You know, I just think of the jokes. I put the set list, and you know, I'm gonna say this, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Do you,
and that's how I
do
go
you
on stage.
practice in a mirror or anything?
Yeah,
you
yeah, I
anything?
do the
You feel
mirror
the
talk.
vibe of the crowd.
No doubt. I do
Yeah?
the vibe, yeah. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 set, and if one goes different, then it's like, all right.
So,
Like I'll scrap an entire set if I see it's going sideways and just go pick some other jokes out of
and
my
you'll
head.
just shift gears
Yeah,
into
yeah.
something else.
Yeah.
So you have like your go-tos in a way.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
Your openers, your closers, your hitters.
Yeah, I feel the same.
Damn,
way,
I'm
man.
fucking bombing. I can just pull this one. Like, all right, let me hit you with this shit.
You know what? I feel like I can. I feel like I can relate to a lot of what you're saying right now. I feel like some of the methodology is
Yeah.
there. The only thing I don't do is practice in the mirror. I hate staring at myself in
Me
the
too.
mirror
Me
and
too.
talking to myself.
Me too.
How can you overcome that shit? Because I don't know how to do it. Can you do it? Can you stare at yourself in the mirror and talk to yourself directly?
Nah, that's only like if I'm doing what's it called when you like a manifestation.
Uh huh.
Or in the morning, I'm like, I'm gonna fucking get it today, that kind of shit. I'll do that. But if I do my comedy in the mirror, I feel like a sociopath. Shit. I could listen to myself do it. Like if I want to fucking say a joke out, I'll say it in the voice notes or something.
You say it out loud or in your head?
I gotta. Sometimes there's things I have to say out loud so that I won't forget them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right, because in your head, the way you're reciting it sometimes doesn't translate when it, like you're actually trying to spit it
I
out.
do like the car ride to the show, no radio on. I'm like talking out
Really?
loud, saying the jokes.
You're saying it to yourself
Yeah.
like that? I gotta try that, man, because I feel like when I used to go, I used to be pretty good about it. I was the weird asshole. Like when we do it set, I like as soon as we get to the venue, because I feel like my whole day was busy, so I didn't have enough time to rehearse. So if I knew I wasn't gonna be on for like another 45 minutes to an hour, I'll dip off to the corner, I'll ignore everybody, grab my little book and start trying to memorize things and trying to memorize my set. I got a little sloppy towards the later years, but I think that's important, man. And I don't think a lot of comedians go through that preparation. I feel like everyone does something, but you got this faint few that just walk on stage and just fucking.
That's like warming up.
Yeah, I don't understand how they do that. Sometimes it doesn't translate well. I don't feel like their comedy hits well. I think the person that takes their time to study, to prepare, to understand, has a better set, if you will, going on stage.
Yeah, no doubt.
I like your style, man. I think it's something that speaks to my style. But it's your opinion with this now. You've been here for a few years. You're watching these comedians from the Northeast all the way down here in Florida. What type of opinions have you drawn watching other comedians down here? Do you think that we've got something going on down here? Like,
Yeah, I think the scene is definitely, when I first started, there was 3 rooms.
oh,
Three
okay.
rooms. Now you can do 2 a night.
Yeah, it's kind of thrown
It's wild.
pretty fast.
Yeah.
Do you like the comedians you see out here?
I
you
do,
like some of
yeah. I
these guys?
made some great friends, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of good talent out here.
But in general, you like the way comedy's been growing out here in Miami. Then,
It
would
is,
you say?
for sure, man.
Yeah.
There's a lot of opportunity here, I'll say.
You think we got
And
potential?
the city's exploding right now, man. So like, who knows? You know what I mean? So much
you
potential.
feel we got? Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, you feel like the potential.
Yeah, no doubt. I think we need another club. Is that we need like a B club out here?
We need like 100, like a smaller club,
Like a side splitters, a
downtown.
little
like a
fucking-
bonkers or like the Laugh Lounge, or
Yeah.
something like that coming
We
Yeah.
out.
need that.
You know-
Somebody need to come do that.
We need a spot where they could just pass the comedians that are good for 15 minutes, and we can get up normally throughout the week and do that.
Yeah.
People would stay and buy drinks for that kind of show.
Yeah.
Being that you've been in a couple cities doing this, where have been some of your favorite cities or comedy venues to perform?
Oh my God, with the tour we did Philly a couple weeks ago, and that shit was crazy, man.
You liked it over there?
I don't know, you've heard about Philly. Philly people are nuts. They're
Oh, yeah.
wild, out of
Oh, yeah.
control, and that's exactly what the crowd was, man.
No short of expectations.
They were wilding, they were screaming, and it was like, you'd be like, oh, these people are heckling. Nah, that's just Philly. Like,
That's how they
like
embrace
they were
the shit.
definitely ruining the show. Not ruining, but like stopping the comedians from their jokes, and we had to get back and fight them and be like, yo, shut up, listen to this. And so it was like a crazy show where there was a lot of stoppage and talking to them. And at the end, they loved it. Like, we got the best feedback. So it wasn't like, you would think like, oh, these people probably had a terrible time.
They're just
No,
assholes.
Philly loved it. Yeah, they were like, that was the best show ever. I'm like, all that heckling, that was the best show ever? And they loved it. So to me, I'm like, man, this city's great. I love it.
Jay, we're talking about it here. You've mentioned it quite a few times in the conversation, your tour.
Okay.
Talk about that, man. Is it still something going on? What's the name of the
Yeah.
tour? Let us know about that.
So it's a tour I started last year in like January.
Okay.
It's called the Boricua Comedy Tour.
How did you come up with that?
Man, just an idea. I kind of always knew I wanted to do something like that.
Yeah?
It's an idea I had. But what really helped me with it, these guys came into town called the Los Colombianos or something.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's a Colombian tour.
Alex and Oscar and them.
Yeah. And my wife's Colombian, so she was like, let's go see it. And I'm like, I actually know the guys, let's go. It was an amazing show, man, just all Colombians, and the Colombian people in the crowd just loved it. And I was like, damn. Like, to me, I just saw the Boricua tour right there. I was like, if Colombians coming out having a party like this, the Boricua tour is gonna be a hit. And so I started it. Miami Improv gave me the opportunity to do it.
And is it just you? What other comedians are in the
Okay,
lineup?
so I got so we switch out comedians. I host it, and then I have headliner Mark Vieira. You know Mark Vieira?
I've heard of the name.
Sound
I've heard of
familiar.
the
He's
name.
a big name, man. He has HBO
Yeah,
specials, Showtime
okay.
specials,
That's what's up.
been on
He's
TV.
awesome, man. He's one of the
He's a killer, bro.
best headliners I've seen.
Love
Powerful,
to meet this guy.
powerful ass motherfucker, bro.
And so it's you and him.
It's me and him, and then we just switch up. Like we either get somebody from the city we go to, or
Listen,
right
man.
now I got Cypher Sounds in it. You know who Cypher Sounds?
Yes, man, from the Breakfast Club, right?
Yeah,
Nah,
he's-
man, he had beef. That's Charlamagne. He was
Char-
on Hot 97. They had beef with the Breakfast Club.
yeah,
As you
yeah,
can tell, I don't listen to it at all, but I just knew of a reference.
yeah.
Wait, man. Question here. So you're currently on tour still,
So
right?
the tour, yeah.
What cities are left?
Yeah, we went to Arizona, Philly. We're going to Cleveland, October 6th
Mm-hmm.
is the next stop, and then we're gonna keep going from there, man. We got like New York, Chicago. We're
So-
trying to eventually end it in Puerto Rico. Do a
Oh,
big show out
nice.
there with some reggaeton artists.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
That there, I'm actually feeling like I need to go catch one of these. When are you doing them back in Miami?
Yeah, we're gonna make the run again. We're gonna do the whole Florida run probably starting next year. It's next January.
Yeah.
We'll do like Orlando, Tampa,
I gotta come see
Miami.
one of your sets, man. You know, after all I've heard today,
Yo,
I feel like it's
the
big.
baddies be out to the Puerto Rican show, man. The TVs
Really?
be out there looking good.
All right, so I
It's
just
a,
got.
it's a dope show though,
It's a
right?
dope- no,
It's-
So you're telling me to tell my lady she's got to go do something or I'm by myself. Got it.
yeah.
Got it.
No, but it's a hit show, full energy, like Def Comedy Jam style.
Really?
Just boom, boom, boom. It never stops.
Oh man, that sounds like something for real. Like
Yeah.
I'm not lying, man. I gotta experience this.
Yeah, man.
So, what are some of your goals for now with
Right.
with the tour and outside of the tour?
With the tour, we're trying to get sponsors, which fingers crossed. We got a big name that might sponsor us
Nice.
pretty soon.
Medalla?
Exactly.
Oh,
How did you know that?
Because that's who I would pick. I'm
Yeah.
good at the business shit, bro. Like,
He's
that's-
Puerto Rican, man. He's
Literally was on the phone with headquarters
Oh
of
my
Medalla like a
God,
week ago.
bro. You,
We have
That's-
a meeting coming up.
that's the sponsorship. I want that in yerba mate, and I'll be a happy boy,
Yeah.
bro. Yerba mate bottles that say yerba mate on them, and raw papers.
Okay.
Oh God, if we
Sad.
get raw, that'd be crazy.
But
So
so
sponsors.
So we're working on sponsors right now, and man, just people were like, "Oh, when does the tour end?" To me, this is just forever. Like we're just gonna
it's
run
gonna
it.
keep going, huh?
Yeah. Every
So-
6 months, we'll come back to town and keep.
So tell us then, like outside of just the tour, though, what's the goal personally for you as a comedian here? What do you want to achieve?
I mean, everyone's goal, just to get big, get a special on
Get
one
that
of these
Netflix special.
Netflix or anything, Hulu, whoever's giving one out.
Do you see?
And just tour. My goal, what's a good question? I want to say this because I ask comedians this all the time. There's comedians who I ask them, they're like, I want to be Kevin Hart. I want to sell out stadiums.
You're a crackhead.
right.
But
But that's how they go at it.
but I mean, people for me, I don't even see that. I don't even picture that. Like, man, I just want to be on the road and do these, across the country, doing shows everywhere, big show, a special. You know what I mean?
You just want to make people laugh.
I think
Yeah.
once you get to these places, it's like, oh, I just want to. I've been to Orlando once. If I just came back every year and it was better, that'd be dope.
Yeah. I just want to get to where maybe I'm selling out everywhere I go. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's
Which
good,
is
man.
like that's not too hard to get. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly,
And you sell out everywhere. You're making a bag everywhere. Like you getting
sure.
paid.
For sure.
I don't gotta sell out. I mean, I would love to sell out Giant Stadium or whatever,
wouldn't.
but I'll be cool with that, man. Just traveling, known, travel the country.
So no ambitions to be on TV.
Oh no,
or
no. I
acting?
just shot a TV special a week ago, man.
Really?
It's gonna be on Apple TV.
Seriously.
Yeah.
A comedy special?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of town. But is it you or with a couple other comedians?
It's me and one other comic.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's the name of it? You want to say or do you want to?
It's called LMAO TV.
LMAO
Yeah, LMAO
TV.
TV. It's
My
gonna be.
homie Crisilio did that too.
Really?
Yeah.
That's nice, man. Like, so when is that coming out?
So they just sent me the clip and they told me they'll let me know.
Yeah?
So I guess they're in editing right now.
You like the clip?
It did. It came out great, man. So it was clean. It had to be clean.
Okay.
Jay, man, did you have a good time hanging out with us here, man?
Man, absolutely. It's been great.
I'm so glad, man. We're getting here towards the end. Before I ask you for a little bit of information about yourself, it's season 5.
Okay.
And you're on a very special season here with us. With most of my guests, I've been able to ask them what's their top 5 because of season 5. We want to know what someone's top 5 is. So, with further ado, I'm going to pass it to Mateo to ask you what your top 5 is.
What?
What is it, Mateo?
Puerto Rican legends. They could have done salsa. They could have been a revolutionary. They could have wrote a book.
I got you. So many, dude. So many.
Your personal top
My
5.
favorite, because I grew up watching them, Tito Trinidad. killer.
Okay.
And then I grew up with J-Lo too. I know people want to hate, but man, you know, J-Lo came out when I
Hey,
was
she's
young.
the pride of Puerto Rico,
Yeah, no
man.
doubt.
She the pride.
Love her. God, so many, dude. Bad Bunny.
What? Bad
I mean,
Bunny?
we
He's
can't-
Puerto Rican?
Hell yeah, he's Puerto Rican.
I didn't know that, man. I don't.
For what he's doing right now, he just got the Marvel movie. Are you kidding me, man?
Yeah, no, that guy
Killing
is
the
the only
game.
reggaeton artist that really took it and ran with the shit.
Yeah.
That is for sure. Okay, so we got Tito Puente, we got J-Lo, we got
No,
Bad
Tito
Bunny
Puente,
Puente,
Trinidad.
Tito Trinidad.
Junior, my bad. Tito Trinidad, my bad. Did I say that right? Who knows?
I'm trying to pick good ones, man. Hold on. I got 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say now, Mark Vieira.
Mark Vieira,
Yeah,
okay. Man, hey.
He's one
That's
of
a
my
lot of
top.
respect at home.
Bro, he's one of the best comedians that I've ever seen. He's crazy.
Sound familiar.
Go look him up. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out. Got one more.
One more, make it a good one. And I forget his name. I should remember his name. But he's the first Puerto Rican to go to space.
Really? Get
The
that?
first Puerto Rican astronaut. He lives here in Florida.
Really?
His girl.
Jay, information, man. Where can people follow you, check you out, keep up with these tours and whatnot? What happened there? I fucked up my mic. There
Very
you
good.
go.
I hear you. So my social media is Jay Moreno, JAY Moreno _comedy. That's for everything. Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. And the Boricua Comedy Tour, you can look that up too.
Is there any links to your profile there that they can find the info on for the comedy
Yeah,
tour?
it's all on the same thing. You'll
So-
find it there. Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
And-
man. I'm super grateful I had a chance to meet you here today.
Thank
You're-
you, man. It was
you
great.
know, every time I feel like someone sits here, even for the ones I've known that sit here and tell their story and share what they do to put this all together for themselves, I get such a huge appreciation for them, man. And I feel like that with you today, man. I feel like I've gotten such appreciation with you right now. And you're definitely a friend of the show, so you're welcome back anytime.
Thank
to
you,
come
man.
hang
No, I
out
love
with
it.
us,
I'll
man.
come back for sure.
Yeah, man, you're definitely welcome to come back. Guys, make sure you see that little information search box pop up there where it says Every Man Podcast Show. Guys, search us. Look us up on YouTube. Go ahead and check out all these episodes we have filmed on YouTube. You could even like and subscribe on them so you can get notifications on that. If you're on the listening platforms, it doesn't matter which one you want to pick. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, you name them. Just search Every Man Podcast Show. Social media, Every Man Podcast Show. It pops up there for you guys. I set it up. I want to thank Tammy for hanging out. Tammy,
Yes,
you're the
Tammy.
best.
Problem.
Yeah, man,
Thank
Tammy
you.
Unlimited. She has 0 limitations on anything. She's unlimited.
Unlimited.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Mickey
She's,
Mouse.
yeah, she's not even American. She's all the
Mickey
nationalities.
For real.
Thank you to Mateo for hanging out
Yes,
and coming
sir.
through, man. And glad to see that you're here hanging out with us. Jay, you're the man. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you, man.
being
It's been
here.
awesome.
John, we got music queued up. Look at you, man. This guy's getting better and better. One day we're gonna say he's as good as noodles. Shout out to
That's
them.
the key.
Yes.
Guys, we'll see you on the next episode. I'm John Everyman.
Peace.
Deuces, people.
Cuando vuelve perla el collar de Guillén, diferentes llenas son perla 1. Cuando los cupidos de hielo llenos agua de hielo.
Yo, after the show, can I tell them about how your skin peels back and you become like a cockroach type alien thing?
Let's
And
just
then
save
you-
that for later. We'll save that for later.
No mariposa, yo me transformo. Make up de drag queen, yo me transformo. Lluvia de estrellas, yo me transformo. Pasa de vuelta, yo me transformo. Como excited.
Oh, they said they ain't cutting the lights off. Okay, I was just making
You don't
sure.
pay me enough.
Yeah, the sound guy says it's over. Fuck you. I don't even care if I got nothing to do with the electricity. I'm just out of here.